Hello, welcome to the Bobcast, 2014, episode 7. This episode I want to discuss, I don't know if I call it a trend in the league, but it's something interesting at least. I find it's about catchers. Thing that brought this on is Minnesota's shopping of Joe Mauer, or at least willing to deal Joe Mauer now, or looking to deal, however you want to say it. Joe Mauer, in real life, maybe the best catcher in the league, awesome hitter, stays healthy. Great player in this game. He's also pretty great. 98, 86, 46, 77 I, and 88 of OEK. Not so good against lefties really, but versus righties he's 195, 52, 90, 89. So obviously, really, really good player. But his value is somewhat tarnished in this league, or if not tarnished, it's not as good as he is in real life because of the downright plethora of studly catchers in the game. It's really weird, we no longer live in the day where there was Mike Piazza, who was a stud, and then you had Pudge and Posada or Jason Kennel, decent catchers, and then everyone else, just guys who were there just to play defensively and could not hit for shit. There's no, in real life and in the game, there's no longer any Todd Pratts or Benito Santiago's really in the game who are just terrible, especially. BSL, you don't have a good catcher, someone like a real good hitter at catcher. Your team's in a hole. So I was thinking about it in terms of Mauer, about what should he really go for? In the American League, I'm talking the American League. There are more teams with really, really studly catchers than there are teams without studly catchers. It's rather interesting. You take the American League East. Boston has Montero and Lavarnway, two really good young catchers. New York has Giovanni Soto, who is a 92 contact, 81 power with 100 I. So he doesn't need a catcher. Toronto has Aaron Sebia, who is a stud himself. Baltimore, my team, has Matt Wieters, so not like we need a catcher. So pretty much every team in the American League East besides Tampa Bay doesn't need a catcher, and even Tampa Bay, Vaught, solid against righties, so he could use, I guess, a catcher of ours caliber, but other teams have no interest in him. You look at the Central, it's even worse. Cleveland doesn't need him. Cleveland has the oft-injured Carlos Santana, who's, if I think, even better. Detroit has two awesome catchers in Ortiz and Sanchez. Either one you'd rather have than Mauer. Kansas City has Will Myers, a 23-year-old who's very studly in his own right, so he doesn't need a catcher. Minnesota, obviously, is the team we're talking about. So, really, not many teams end up. You go to the AL West, they could probably all use them, except maybe LA. LA, depends how much LA likes Hank Conger. But more teams, I just listed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 catchers. 9 teams with 9 catchers that are better than Mauer. And not only are better than him, are younger than him, aren't making $23 million a year. Mauer's really good. I can't argue with that, even though the 3 years in the league he's hit 290 with 390, 300, 370, 298, 370, but never driven more than 66 runs, never scored more than 73 runs in this league. So it's not like he's incredible, but Mauer's a really good player, and yet I don't think Aaron's really going to find a market for dealing him, find that many people who are interested in him. Oh, this sweatshirt's weird. It makes it look like my head is a disembodied voice. Anyways, yeah, so Mauer's good. I even thought about trading for myself, but if he wants Minnesota in the block as he wants a starting catcher in return, I doubt he's going to end up getting that much for him. I don't know, it's just my idea that in the National League there are also a bunch of really good catchers. You go Atlanta has McCann. They're all over really, really good young catchers. Either guys who are well and developed or guys who are still developing. Arizona has James McCann, who's young and studly. So I don't see how Mauer ends up actually getting dealt. Well, it's just some thoughts I had on catchers and the recent trade block that Minnesota put up. Thanks for watching. Peace.